Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first virtual fair in Sub-Saharan Africa. My name is Eva Lample. I'm talking to you from Madrid, Spain. And I want to say hello to the countries of Benin, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and Senegal, who are participating on this fair. Besides, I want to welcome all the visitors and students from other countries, either in Africa or in any other places in the world. We know that we are people following us from Cameroon, for instance. So feel free to visit this fair and all 19 universities that are present here, plus all the embassies and institutions. I'm going to share this my screen with you. And I'm gonna try to explain some very good reasons for you to come and study in Spain. Okay, so I have organized my presentation into 4 main points. Point number 1 would be Estudiar, who we are and what we do. Point number 2, the Spanish university system. Point number 3, reasons to study in Spain. And point number 4, work opportunities while you are studying in Spain. Okay, so we go through point number 1, who we are and what we do. If we have a look at the left-hand side of this slide, you can read CPE, Spanish Service for the Internationalization of Education. That is what CPE stands for. And what do we do? Well, on one side, we deal with all the Erasmus Plus programs of students' mobility all around the world. And at the same time, we promote the Study in Spain brand. That means we represent all Spanish universities and we organize this kind of fairs, among other things, in order to explain why you should come and study in Spain. We give general information about Spain. Well, the second point I was talking about before is the Spanish university system. And I would like you to know that in Spain, we have 87 universities, which are scattered all around the country. And we have 232 university campuses and 21 campuses of international excellence. From those 87 universities, 50 of them are public and 37 are private. In this fair, you have 19 of them, each one with their own stand. So feel free to go through the fair and ask them any queries that you might have about their academic offer. Here, you can see a map of Spain full of these little red dots. And that means each little red dot means that there is a university there. So as you can see, there is a lot concentration of red dots in the center. That means the capital city of Spain, Madrid, is located. And then on the northeast, you have Barcelona. But as you can see, there are red dots scattered all around the country. So you can choose any place in Spain to come and study with us. Point number 3, why Spain? Well, if you have a look at this graphic, you can see that there are records from 1996 in which 40,000 people came to study in Spain. And those numbers have been increasing and going up and up till 110,000 students. Here we can see that during the academic year 2018-2019, we got up to 125,000 students. Which means nearly 10% of the total amount of students who were in Spain at that time. But what happens with the students from your countries? Well, if we go back to the school year 15-16, there were 119 students from all those 7 countries included in this fair. And this number has been going up to 360 in the academic year 18-19. So those numbers are not very impressive yet, but we hopefully we will try to tell you how interesting for you would be to come to Spain, and hopefully those numbers will increase in the coming few years. Well, Talking of which, I'm gonna tell you some of the reasons that you might find interesting in order to decide to pursue your studies in a country. First one would be the Spanish language. I will talk about it later on. Another very good reason would be our high standard of living in Spain, our cultural and geographic diversity and richness, the offer that our universities have dealing with English taught programs, innovation and technology. We are pioneers on those fields. And finally, the visa procedures that in Spain, we try to help you go through all the steps you have to follow in order to come to Spain in the easiest way. Well, Spanish language. There you can see a very nice picture of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza. And Sancho is telling us that Spanish is the second language in the world by number of speakers. And Don Quixote is telling us that it is the second language of international communication. Spanish language. We all have to know that over 500 million people speak Spanish in the world. That in 2060, it is expected that the United States will be the second Spanish-speaking country in the world. It is expected that in the year 2050, more than 700 million people will speak Spanish. And here you can see that Spanish language is not only spoken in Spain, but in many other countries in the world. There you can see a map of some of the countries of Central America and South America where Spanish is spoken. So the fact that you learn Spanish and you come to study in Spain will be very useful in your future careers. Then security, you can see those security cameras there. That means that Spain is considered to be the second safest country in Europe. And that is important as well, the fact that you can move around the country, travel around the country, feeling safe and secure. Again, one more reason for you to come and be with us in your studies, in your university studies, is that we are the third country and the second in Europe with a major number of sites declared as World Heritage Sites. There you can see some relevant monuments, but of course there are some others. For instance, if you go up to the north of Spain, you can see the Altamira paintings. If you go to Segovia, you can see the Roman aqueduct there. If you go to Cordoba, you can see the Mezquita there. If you go to Granada, you can see the Alhambra. Or if you go to Santiago de Compostela, northwest of Spain, you can visit its wonderful cathedral. Some other reasons, Spain is a very touristic country, as you probably know. In the past year, 2019, we got 84 million tourists. We shouldn't talk about what happened last year because of the pandemic. Numbers went down everywhere in the world, but Spain is very strong concerning tourism. We are the third country in the world in tourist arrivals and in revenues. We are the second country in the world in number of hotel beds. And finally, we are the fourth destination of international congresses and meetings. Here you can read some other very good reasons for you to follow up your studies in Spain with respect to agricultural biotechnology or automobile production or biochemistry and molecular biology or renewable energies and patent applications. And then I'm sure you are really worried about knowing the quality of Spanish universities if you decide to come. So Spanish universities are listed 20 times in top 50, 8 times in top 20, and 4 times in top 10 in different rankings. In rankings, for instance, Shanghai ranking by subjects, or in any other rankings in Spain is very well positioned. So we offer you very good quality. With respect to the amount of degrees, masters, and doctorates that we offer, I can tell you that so far we have nearly 3,000 degrees in Spain that you can choose from. We have more than 1,000 PhDs, and we have more than 3,000 masters. If you're interested in doing your studies in Spanish and learning Spanish, but you don't want to forget about your English, you should know that we have lots of programs that are taught in English in Spain. Some universities offer them. And we have nearly 300 degrees in English and more than 500 masters. All of them are totally or partially taught in English. So you can come to Spain and study in Spanish and English at the same time, or 100% in English. And of course, the most convenient thing to know is that prices are quite convenient and reasonable in Spain if you compare that with some other countries. In our website, which is www.sepie.es, there you can find different search engines in order to find what you need concerning the English taught programs and the rest of the programs taught in Spanish as well. Well, what do I know? What do I need in order to come to Spain? Well, you will see that in this fair there are 6 stands belonging to 6 different embassies, and there they will tell you all the documentation and all the things that you will need in order to come to Spain. Well, if you want, in this slide, you can see that if you want to go to a public university, if you have been doing, or if you are doing at this moment, the IB, the International Baccalaureate, then you can go straight away to our universities. Or if you're doing your last year at your secondary school, you will need something similar to the A levels. In Spanish, we call it EBAU. And depending on your grades, you will be able to choose one university or another. And if you're interested in studying in a private university, then you just have to contact that university and ask them straight away. Well, if some of you who are present right now listening to me are already done with your degree and would like to come to Spain in order to do a master or a PhD, you have to know that there are no general requirements. You only have to be aware that you have the required level of Spanish language or English if you want to study in English. That's all. And what we recommend is that you should contact the coordinator of the program you have chosen in order to know what they specifically ask for, okay? And if you have any foreign diplomas that guarantee your level of Spanish or English, all of them are accepted. If it's Cambridge or Deles or wherever, everything is accepted. Okay, okay, I have decided to come and live and study in Spain, but how much does it cost? Is it very expensive? Is it cheap? Well, here you can see some numbers which may give you an idea of the prices in Spain, which are quite reasonable if you compare it with some other countries. I have, so to say, given the numbers in dollars as well, because there are 7 countries in this fair, and each one of you have different currencies. So I have decided to translate the prices in euros to dollars, so you can have a rough idea of how much it would cost, okay? So for instance, if you want to go to a public university, you may pay up to 8,000 euros, but I mean, prices are as cheap as 740 euros per year. So that's quite reasonable. Of course, if you choose a private university, that is going to be more expensive. The same story applies for master's degree and PhDs. You can pay around 1,000 euro per year or 60 to 400 euros per year. So prices, as I said, are quite reasonable. Well, money shouldn't be a problem for you if you wish to come to study and live in Spain, because there are many universities and institutions that offer scholarships. If you visit our stand, Sepie, we can give you some more information about that, okay? Because there are plenty of options. And we have a search engine that we can share with you, so you can have a look at all the options for getting a grant or a scholarship. But how much does it cost to live in Spain? Well, I have chosen Madrid and Barcelona, which are like the most expensive cities in Spain. But of course, you will find prices for the rest of the country as well, so you can decide. The rest of the cities are in red, okay? So for instance, if we think of transport, in Madrid or Barcelona, you should pay about around 55 euros per month, okay? In the rest of Spain, that would be 35, okay? If you think of how much money you would need in order to buy food at the supermarket, that would be 300 euros per month. For Madrid and Barcelona, it will be 200 for the rest of Spain. Same story applies for accommodation, okay? Madrid and Barcelona, it depends on the option you choose. But if you share a flat, for instance, or that would be like 350 euros, 200 euros in the rest of the country. And finally, for leisure, of course, that is very personal, but with 200 euros per month, you should be fine, okay? 150 euros in the rest of Spain. So Spain is not really a very expensive country. You can afford to study here and live here for a while. Okay, so if you want to come to Spain, you will need a visa, a student visa, or what is called TIE, which is a foreigner's identity card. Is that difficult to get? Not really, because our national policy in Spain is that we try to help you by making things really easy. So our policy is easy visa, easy procedures. And here the embassies that are present at this fair will tell you everything about it. So it shouldn't be that complicated for you to come to Spain. And finally, point number 4, in the previous fairs, we have been organizing in Morocco, Portugal, and South America. Most of students tell us that they would like to study and work at the same time in Spain. So the question is, can I work in Spain? And the answer is yes, you can work in Spain. You can work while you are studying in our country or after completing your studies. I don't want to make this presentation far too long, so we will very happy to give you some more information if you visit our stand, and we will tell you the different possibilities in order to be able to work in Spain. So this is all. So again, thank you very much for your attention. Don't forget, you have 19 universities, 6 embassies that are waiting for you. So don't hesitate to come and to each stand and ask us any queries, any questions that you might have. We will be very happy to help you. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy the fair. I hope it will be very useful, and come to Spain. We can't wait to have you here with us. Thank you very much.